Hey, gorgeous Cappies. Welcome to February 2019. I have to tell you all, you have been pulling me towards you very intensely the last month. There's been something with your energy where I find myself just magnetically drawn to you. There's something there. There's always been something there. I've always loved you guys, but I feel like my level of appreciation for you and like what you're bringing up in me is stronger than ever. So, hey, I'm super excited to sit here and talk with you all. I hope you all had beautiful birthdays. You guys are such gorgeous, inspirational people. I gain so much inspiration from how you move through the world. I'm always in awe. So, hey, I'm just going to keep saying hi. Okay, so February is just a weird month. I mean, I'm going to say it. It's once we get into Aquarian and Piscean energy, we're hitting into a different way of relating and connecting. And as we ascend into that energy, we're all of us asked to kind of connect in a different way. And there's something about it. This is a very much a transitional month because we're transitioning from old energetic cycles still. And February is kind of this strange bubble of energy where we have done a lot of transitions. We've transitioned into a lot of new transits, and yet we're still getting Chiron moved over to Aries on the 18th. And that's a long transit that goes till 2017. We're prepping for Uranus to finally go into Taurus for good for many years. So we're prepping for these giant transits that will energetically speak to different aspects of our life. And so February is this dreamy time where we are asked to trust that much more deeply in the mystery of everything, to go into that fog with an open mind and a curious heart. And Cappies, as I was sitting with your energy, I was actually in the bath last night, and I felt you guys. Wow, that was really intimate to share. Well, I was just thinking about you guys because you came up in my thoughts. That's all I'm saying. And the thing that came up was that there are these creative and curious impulses that are going to be touching at you throughout the month, asking you to think about doing things a little differently, asking you to open up to things that maybe even a few weeks ago you would not have been open to. It just wasn't the right timing, but there's something about you needing to be really curious about what seemed out of range for you any other time in your life. Seven of Pentacles. So there's some assessment going on there. Some reassessment. There's a pause. You're taking a moment to look around your surroundings because you have all this energy coming at you saying, there's a different way you can go. There's a different path over here. You thought you were going to be on this path, maybe December, January. You thought you were going to be over here, and this other thing is starting to open up and it's really calling to you. So you may feel like holding back a little bit, sitting still, assessing. That's okay. But don't resist it too much. That's the one thing I will say. You know, you guys are cardinal. Wow. Eight of Wands, Fool. You guys are cardinal energy. You make things happen. Wow. Let's see. One of the fun things about this month is you've got Venus in Capricorn starting on February 3rd. So that kind of creative, romantic, intriguing energy is just going to be with you in February. Emperor popped out. Okay. Fellow cardinal sign there, that Aries energy. There's Chiron and Aries, which is happening on February 18th, the day before Pisces season begins. Chiron and Aries for you is about healing what your internal emotional space is going to look like. Once again, this is a long transit. The next 7 or 8 years, it's a theme that will be coming up for you. The wounded healer is a very important part of our process. Where he is in your chart will often dictate where you get the greatest healing in your life, some of the deeper lessons in your life, some of the greatest teachers in your life. Four of Wands. And when he's in a fellow cardinal sign, you'll be feeling it at an intimate level. So Aries energy for you is very much about reassessing, yeah, like who you let into your home environment and thinking about what that home environment looks like as well. You know, it's the nurturing home center of our lives. So when you have that energy there, you're going to be working, and that's part of this surprise thing. That's part of this new energetic cycle. People and events that have been affecting you for the last 7 years are going to be shifting a little bit. What you're going to be focusing, what that's going to look like is going to be changing. 8 of Pentacles, gorgeous. You guys have something going on. You got some mojo this month, I'm telling you. I can feel it. I want to ride on that train. I'm going to definitely be looking to you guys as like beacons of like how it's done. Okay, so the Chiron and Aries is an interesting one, and it's just the beginning. So you'll be noticing there's a shift there, but there's a healing going on, and there's a connection going on with what it really means to be there. Hierophant, you've got some commitment energy going on here. Hierophant is, when he shows up as well right now, Uranus is going into Taurus in March. We're prepping for that long transit to really take off. So we're checking in with that as well. Oh man. 9 of Swords and High Priestess came out. I'm going to leave it with that many cards for right now. That's plenty to work with. One final thing to keep in mind, the moons this month. So we have a new moon in Aquarius on February 4th. And that is in your second house, you know, like what you find beautiful, what you value. So it's a really great time to check in with that. Once again, you're getting these infusions of like feelings and creative things and pathways and love connections that are opening you up to a different way of moving through the world. And that new moon is a part of that for sure. Venus in your sign is a part of that for sure. Mars is moving into Taurus on the 14th. Fellow earth sign, and that drive and that ambition and that heart-centered energy. You can see how you're getting fired up in these very personal, creative, and value-based energies. And finally, we have a big full moon on February 19th at 0 degrees of Virgo, fellow earth sign as well. And you've got that philosophical 9th house. Aha, I see things. So you have a lot of very supportive energy for you actually, to get creative, to get open to new horizons, to open up to things. But there's also still this mysterious aspect to February that we're all working with. So here we go. There's this assessment energy going on here. And to me, when I see this for you guys, there's almost a resistance here. Not necessarily. This can be a very useful energy if you are needing to assess risk on something, or if you're needing to assess what you've been tilling, what soil you've been tilling, and what crops you've been working on, and considering what you want to keep working on. Because when 7 of Pentacles shows up, we're being asked to maybe not take all the projects, all the relationships, all the challenges that we've had with us into the next phase. So we're taking a moment to really look at that and really slow down and look in. So because you have so much energy that's like new, here's a new way to go, it's not surprising to me that this is showing up. Because underneath all this movement that I'm seeing for you, you're looking at what do you really want to take with you, and you may be surprised by what you're willing to release. February just has that kind of transformational morphing energy to it, and it's holding us in this space where we can surprise ourselves with our ability to transcend to the next thing. So you have an assessment energy going on right out of the gate. You're really looking at what you want to take with you and what you want to keep tilling. And that's because, like, look at these next 3 cards. These are so forward focused. It's wild too, because Libra, another cardinal sign, got these 2 next to each other. So weird. The cardinal energies are feeling a boost, and they're feeling this intensity and this power. I'm noticing that. But specifically, you guys, there is an invitation here, and I'm feeling it in my solar plexus, for you to move into some very new territory and move quickly on it, and to feel like you are suddenly in a new landscape. The thing that I'm noticing, so 8 of Wands and the Fool are kind of carefree. Things just move and work with ease and with grace and kind of just that fiery, playful, fun openness to curiosity and playfulness. You're a beginner at something new. You're feeling like you're a beginner at something new. You know, the game board's kind of been reset and you're there in something that you maybe didn't expect of yourself or the situation. And it's a very strong energy with you all showing up here. It's kind of sweeping in quickly. Once you've gone through this assessment time with the Seven of Pentacles, there's something happening really fast here. I think this is something that could take you by surprise. Like you wake up in the morning and you realize, oh my gosh, this is what I really want. Whoa. And it's just like, boom. This is what I really want. This is really where I want to put my energy. This is who I really want to be around. This is what I really want. Oh my gosh. Can't believe I didn't see it until right now. It's like that. It's very intense. And, you know, when the Emperor shows up, okay, maybe you got some Aries energy around you in your life, some fiery, passionate energy. But the thing that I notice about Emperor when he's showing up, not only does this represent that Chiron and Aries shift that we will be very palpably experiencing, that whole February 18th to the 19th is going to be a very tender time for all of us because we're shifting into Pisces. We have that full moon in 0 degrees. We have Chiron moving into Aries. But the thing with the Emperor is he's kind of controlling, right? He wants to like make everything happen. So it's like, okay, I've assessed, I have my new idea, let's make it happen. And that's great. You do have cardinal energy. You are very good at making things happen when you realize what needs to get done. However, the one shadow side of the Emperor is that he can be a little too controlling. He can try to manifest things too intensely, and that can sometimes lead to frustration, especially when we're morphing into Pisces season where we need to stay a little dreamy and we need to stay receptive. And the fact that you have the Fool here, he's in receptive mode, whereas the Emperor is in action mode. So finding a balance between those two is going to be extremely crucial for you all this month. However, what I will say is those are cards of success and of movement. So when you find those open doors, you'll find that they are very welcoming to you. Okay. Now, there's something interesting going on here, you all, because there's something to do with relationship coming up for you. Relationship and what you do in the world are kind of interestingly tied together, and both of them are getting highlighted. Look at these next three cards together, and you'll see what I mean, because we have Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. These three kind of represent different aspects of what's going on. However, the Four of Wands and the Hierophant both speak to deep commitment, long-term commitment, and that can be in love, absolutely, especially this Four of Wands, but also in what you're doing in the world. There's some kind of firm commitment happening here. It's centered here with this Eight of Pentacles, which is it fits with all this other energy we got before with the Eight of Wands and the Fool and the Emperor. The Eight of Pentacles is just like adding to that conversation. Like, yep, you're going to have these realizations. You're going to want to get into go mode, and you are going to get into go mode. It's just going to happen for you. And in the context of all of this, like, you are going to be very successful, very vibrant, very social, on the map, busy getting stuff done. There's a sub-theme going on here, which is one of deep emotional commitment and finding solid ground within that. But weirdly enough, what I'm noticing as I'm sitting here with is it makes you nervous. It makes you, on a secret level, very nervous to feel this level of depth and commitment because you're kind of focused on these big things going on in your professional world and what you're doing in the world. And then you've got this element here of some kind of deep, profound connection. Making choices. Saying, yep, this is what I'm doing. And that's very profound. Now, you know, these are happy, positive cards. And generally speaking, all of these cards are so beautifully productive and vibrant and creative and hopeful and just inspired, you know, to get things, beautiful things moving. And so it's very supportive of you, whatever this vision is that's coming to life, whatever this energy is that's moving you forward. But I also sense, and this is what's weird about it, I sense this like this nervousness about fully letting yourself show up to something that you know you deserve. You feel like you still kind of have to hold yourself back a little bit from it. I mean, partially I say that because the Nine of Swords did show up in our conversation today. And Nine of Swords is us kind of overthinking things, coming up for reasons why we failed or why we will fail, coming up with reasons why we can't have what we want, coming up with reasons to stay in an old pattern, to feel that that is serving us or that we are not ready to move forward. So there's something about the depth of a connection, the depth of a project, the depth of a pathway opening up for you that is triggering this fear that you're not enough, or that it won't work out, or that it will crumble in your face. But the High Priestess popped out with the Nine of Swords. She really wanted to come out with that card as I was shuffling. And the High Priestess is, you know, she really reminds me of like Piscean energy. She's all knowing, right? But she sits between the seen and the unseen. She sits in a place of true faith and emotive knowing. She just sits quietly and listens in and knows what's meant for her. It's very intuitive guidance. And so your choices here, as far as all this expansive, forward-moving energy that's so about love and so about what you do in the world and success coming to meet you, is you have a choice about how you're going to feel through that. And you may find that you go between both of these, Nine of Swords and the High Priestess. But I'll tell you where you're going to get the real information. And I'm sure you already know what I'm going to say. High Priestess. The Nine of Swords will never really give you real information. It will replay the past over and over again. It will tell you anxiety-inducing stories that don't necessarily need to come to full fruition, but it's all kind of fictional stuff. You can write novels and novels and novels in this mindset. Whereas the High Priestess will bring you back to that center point and be like, this is for you. Don't worry. Like, you already know you want it. You already know you're meant for this. You already know you have that resonant power within you that is connecting with you. You've done the prep work. You've done the checking in. You've done the slowing down. You've done the assessment. You've put the legwork in for the last 7 years, and it's time for you to step into this next thing. Trust yourself. You're allowed to go there. In fact, I didn't come up with a mantra for, or an affirmation for every sign this month by any means, but you guys, I did, because I felt that creative juice and it was so strong. And so the affirmation I have for you today is this: I welcome insight and new energy. I am secure and open to new connection and pathways. Take that with you, because you are secure. Everything here is an affirmation of what you are feeling at that intuitive level, what you're feeling at that energetic level is coming to meet you. Just be open to it. Be open to a little bit of surprise. Be open to a little bit of like, oh, I'm going that way now. Okay, because it will deliver really amazing things to you all. It really will. But you got to trust it. And the things you do decide to commit to this month will be amazing. As long as you're working out of that High Priestess mode, right? As long as you're working out of self-trust mode, what you commit to will be amazing. Really, truly, deeply connected, amazing energy. Wow. I'm so excited for you all. I'm going to close it out there. I have a flow series that started on Vimeo. We have the first episode up. I'm going to be adding more in February. I'm going to be by the ocean, checking in with that energy. So please check that out if you're looking for some more inspiration for how to get into High Priestess mode. Also, I have the year aheads linked in Vimeo as well. Both links will be below. You can find me on Instagram at @SarahTarot or on my website, SARAHTAROT.com, and I'm wearing PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry. She's been working away, creating new things. She's going to have more and more in her shop. Go check her out. She's still giving you beautiful viewers 15% off. She's one of my best friends. I love her dearly, and I love her work dearly, and I'm just happy that she's in my life and that I can connect her with you all. I love you all so much. I will see you in March. I will see you for the Aquarius new moon. That's coming up very soon. I'm so excited to share all of this with you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for inspiring me and just being very mesmerizing to me. I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. Have a beautiful February, guys.